Hey there, happy belated Christmas. Shannon Roberts here, just checking in. It's been a couple of weeks and I posted 2 weeks ago and shared that I was going to work in 6-week increments. And so it's been 2 weeks since that post. So this would be 2 of 6 weeks, and there's not a whole lot to update and report. I had a great first week. The protocol that I implemented and had in place went amazingly well. And then I didn't update primarily because I had company. We started Christmas gatherings and celebrations, and then there was a bit of a hiccup in there in what was kind of a hurtful situation in my life that, just one of those things. And if I'm honest, both of those took me off guard a little bit. So I had a great first week. And then the second week that followed, it was like I just allowed myself to get out of my well-established routine. So here I am 2 weeks later, and what I'm learning is the gift that I was giving myself of just building myself up and setting myself up for optimal health towards longevity is there. Like, I received that gift. I've given that gift to myself because here I am, a week or so later, and I'm yearning to get back to the routine that I had established for myself. And just doing some more research as far as the mindset goes. I've been putting into place just different practices and habits that I can implement to help with my growth hormone, to help with my estrogen, testosterone, to help me sleep better at night, to help maximize ketosis, to help maximize just my eating window and things of that nature. But then here, the mind is very important when it comes to being able to execute, right? We can plan all day, but if we don't execute and we don't implement, then it doesn't matter. I know a lot of people live vicariously through others, sometimes including myself, through like YouTube videos. So it's like if I watch the videos, then it's almost like I'm doing it. It feels like I'm doing it. In fact, my husband and I, we were resting yesterday, and we love to watch hiking videos, and then we actually like to hike ourselves. We've been to, we've been to Red River Gorge, we've been to Colorado, we've been to Sedona, we've been to little places here in our area. And so we're watching this video, and then I'm like, you know what? The sun is shining. It's a nice day because it's been raining a lot, which has kind of been a downer as well. Let's go out and let's go do something. So we took a 40-minute drive and went on a 5-mile hike or jaunt or walk or however you want to term that. And it was wonderful because we were out in the sunshine. Today we sort of did the same thing. We're just kind of lounging around, and we watched this video of a gal who did a 200-mile run, and she did it in less than 50 hours. And I hadn't worked out yet. I'm like, okay, if she can run for almost 50 hours, I can go to the gym for 45 minutes. And I had missed my window, so all the youngsters, the youngins, they're on Christmas break. So, yes, I had to overcome some fears there and just go get in there and do the routine that I have for my upper body today, regardless of who was around. That's one thing I've been led to do the past week or two, is to just face my fears and to put things out there and to not hold back. I've had to share some things with my husband that I normally wouldn't. I've had to have conversations that I normally would not want to have. And the Lord is just like, you need to face these things head on, because that's what a warrior does. Now you might be like, warrior, wow, you're getting crazy. Well, this is something he's been speaking to my heart for a while. And actually today, I'm in prayer, and he's like, look at how Navy SEALs live. Look at how their mantra is. And, I'm not a warrior. I don't know what it is to be a soldier. I don't know what it is to have that kind of mindset. I'm a citizen who wants the protection of a soldier, right? I don't know what that mindset is. And so I actually looked into the qualities of Navy SEALs, and I'll just read some things that I had written down in my notebook today, this morning. It says, develop mental toughness. Number 1, develop mental toughness. Like, okay, yep. Set and achieve micro goals. So that's something that I had shared a couple weeks ago, is that I hadn't really shared or created goals. Now I'm having those goals established, and it's the daily goals. It's like, I want to walk when the sun rises, for 5 minutes, or at least get out there. I want to make sure that I'm moving every hour on the hour. I want to make sure that I'm executing my routine at lunch for whatever I'm doing that day, whether it's HIIT or lifting, or maybe it's just a rest and stretch. I want to make sure that I'm stretching. I want to make sure that I'm being creative. I want to make sure that I'm taking the supplements that I have learned are going to set me up for optimal health. So just setting those micro goals, visualizing success and overcoming failure. That's a huge key thing, because when we're moving from where we are now to our future self, it can be difficult because all we see is who we are now, and we have to visualize who we are to become. And I certainly have a very clear vision as to what I look like on the inside, and everything is going to be chiseled away. So just visualizing that, but also visualizing, it would have been very helpful for me to visualize, how are you going to handle this Christmas dinner, this Christmas break, this Christmas, and plan accordingly to continue on what you're doing. How are you going to handle your week and a half vacation instead of doing what you've done in the past, which is eat a lot of food, lay around, have some wine. Like, what are you going to do instead? And just visualize what that looks like. Visualize, if something comes along. One of the things that it talks about it says take on sharks. It was number 14 that I wrote down with the Navy SEALs, and they had a very strong strategy on what they do if they're in the water and they see sharks coming. They go through these behaviors, and then if the shark comes at them, they punch them in the snout. I'm not advocating punching anyone or anything necessarily, but I am suggesting that we prepare for those things that knock us off guard, because I did have that happen to me over the past couple of weeks. Avoid bad stuff, be humble, have mentors. I do have mentors. Keep the small things right, or get the small things right. So perform and execute with excellence. Suck it up. I said take on the sharks. Be happy and don't ring the bell. Guys, don't give up. And so I'm not giving up. And honestly, I could have not went to the gym today, but like I said, I was inspired by somebody who, did a 200-mile race in less than 50 hours. And it was like, okay, I'm not going to ring the bell today. I'm not going to ring the bell because I want this for myself. And what I've discovered, I think, is that over the past 6 to 8 weeks, so 8 weeks now, a firm foundation has been laid. A firm foundation has been established that this is the path that I want to walk in. I am fully capable. I can make up these micro goals. I can visualize what things look like next. I can move forward. I don't have to throw in the towel. I do need to be consistent. That is one of the key elements of a leader, and just being one who is there on the front lines, is being consistent and persistent. And so that's part of why I'm sharing this video fresh out of the shower, because I want to be consistent and persistent, and I want to continue to move forward. So moving forward, speaking of that, I am down by 0.5 pound, so nothing significant, but body fat percentage has come down by 1.3%. So I'm definitely after that composition change. I'm definitely after, having my visceral fat come down. And like I said, I'm going to be doing some tests that measure back to the baseline that I established back in early October. But that's going to be a while. Initially, I thought I would do 6 weeks, but I'm thinking I'll do a few months. So I'm thinking October, November, December, January, February, maybe 4 or 5 months. And today I was listening to Andrew Huberman's podcast, and he interviewed an individual talking about longevity. And so I might look into something he has coming up, just to be able to have those biometrics established in another way and format. And so that's something that I'm excited to look into. So anyway, here's off to another week. Technically this would be week 3 of 6 that I'm in the midst of applying and implementing a protocol that I established, but also the mind, just strengthening the mind, and just being all in this endeavor that I'm on to becoming more optimally healthy towards longevity. So I hope you had a great Christmas. I hope you are looking forward to this week and looking forward to a new year. It's hard to believe it's just a few days away and we have a new year. So take care. God bless.